Anastasia Kane and I were childhood sweethearts, but we resented each other for a lifetime. She blamed me for making decisions without her consent. I had awakened her memories and driven her first love to jump off a building. I blamed her for breaking her promise. She once swore she would love me forever, yet after losing her memory, she fell for someone else. We were married, but we lived like strangers who happened to share a roof. However, when I was diagnosed with the LS and the whole city urged her to divorce me, Anastasia carried me on her back and climbed 3,000 steps to reach a catheter, praying day and night just for me to live a little longer. When the end finally came, she stayed beside my hospital bed all night, her forehead pressed gently against my cheek. In a trembling whisper, she said, "Mason, I've done everything I could for you in this life. If there's a next one, please don't make me remember again. Let me be with him." Tears slipped from the corners of my eyes. Only then did I realize I should never have chained her to me with the love we shared in our youth. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day I first found Anastasia. This time, I chose to let her memories stay buried so that the girl I loved could run freely toward the man she had always wanted. Ms. Kane lost her memory and she refuses to come back with us. But we've contacted one of the top neurologists in the country. He can help her recover soon. It was the same conversation, exactly like the last time I found Anastasia Kane after she went missing. Only this time, there was no joy or urgency in my heart. I shook my head, telling my men not to help her recover her memory. Then I did two things. First, I went to the hospital and got a full, detailed checkup. Second, I took the ALS diagnosis report straight to her parents and asked to call off the engagement. Anastasia's mother, Eloise Kane, gripped my hand tightly and shook her head, her eyes red and swollen. "You can't do that. Anastasia loves you so much. She'd never marry anyone else." I said nothing. Instead, I handed them a photo. In the picture, Anastasia was standing in front of an aquarium, looking at a man dressed as a merman with a gaze that was soft and full of longing. Rather than forcing her to marry a dying man, why not just let her stay as she is so she can be with the one she loves? I don't want to drag her down with me. In my previous life, Anastasia had gone missing by accident. I searched for her for 5 long years, only to discover that Philip Strickland had taken her in, and the two had fallen deeply in love. Ignoring her wishes, I forced a hidden therapist to bring back her memories. The day she remembered everything, Philip jumped off a rooftop. From that moment on, a gap formed between me and Anastasia that nothing could ever bridge. Cold, distant marriage followed. However, when I was diagnosed with the LS, Anastasia stayed by my side for 7 years, feeding me and bathing me. She took me to countless doctors and cathedrals, praying for miracles. But I knew her devotion came from duty, not love. Fighting back tears, I said hoarsely, "Anastasia and I are over." This time, I refused to make the same mistake. After leaving the Kane's villa, I went to find Philip. The moment he saw me, he hurried to send Anastasia away. Then he turned back flustered. "I swear, I didn't hide Anastasia on purpose." I said calmly, "You know the truth better than anyone." Realizing he couldn't deny it, Philip pressed his lips tight, his expression shifting from guilt to defiance. "I know she's always loved you, and only you. If she ever gets her memories back, she'll drop everything and run straight to you. But I've loved her since the first time I saw her in high school. I've loved her for years and she's never once looked my way. Now, for once, I finally have a chance."